A waitress looked at a black man in work clothes and said, "We don't serve your kind here. Leave." The man was just trying to order lunch. He didn't argue. He didn't cause a scene. He simply smiled and walked out. What that waitress didn't know, the man she just refused to serve was Michael Washington, a self-made millionaire worth $15 million. And the restaurant she worked at, it was failing and about to be sold. In exactly 2 weeks, that waitress walked into work and discovered Michael was now her new boss. Her face went white. This is a true story about karma, respect, and why you should never judge people by their appearance. Before we dive into this incredible story, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss more stories where people get exactly what they deserve. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Now let's see what happened. Who is Michael Washington? Michael Washington was 45 years old. He grew up in a poor neighborhood in Atlanta. His father died when he was young, and his mother worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table. Michael remembered going to school with holes in his shoes, being made fun of by other kids. But Michael was smart and determined. He got a scholarship to college, studied business, and started a construction company at 25. For 20 years, he built that company from nothing. Now he owned one of the largest construction firms in Georgia, worth millions. Despite his success, Michael never forgot his roots. He still dressed simply. He still ate at regular restaurants. And he believed that how people treat you when they think you're nobody reveals their true character. Today, Michael was driving through a new neighborhood, checking on a construction site his company was building. He was wearing his work clothes, jeans, a plain t-shirt, and work boots covered in dust. He looked like any other construction worker. The waitress, Jennifer Mills. Jennifer Mills was 32 years old. She had worked at Rosewood Diner for 5 years. The restaurant was a mid-level place, not fancy, but not cheap either. Jennifer made decent tips, but she always wanted more. Jennifer had a problem. She judged people constantly. If someone looked rich, she gave them excellent service, hoping for big tips. If someone looked poor, she ignored them or rushed them out. She thought this was smart business. Her coworkers had complained about her attitude. Several customers had left bad reviews mentioning a rude blonde waitress. But Jennifer's uncle was friends with the owner, so she never faced consequences. She thought she was untouchable. The restaurant Rosewood Diner. Rosewood Diner had been in business for 15 years. It was located in a nice part of town, but recently it had been struggling. The owner, Frank Rosewood, was 68 and tired. He wanted to retire. He'd been quietly looking for a buyer for 6 months. The restaurant needed updates. The equipment was old. The reputation had declined because of bad service, but it had potential. Good location, established name, loyal customer base. Frank had received several offers, but none felt right. He wanted someone who would respect the restaurant's history and treat the employees fairly. Today, on a Tuesday afternoon, Michael Washington walked through the door at 1 p.m. The lunch rush had just ended. Only a few customers remained. Jennifer was wiping down tables, looking bored. Michael entered the restaurant and looked around. It was clean but dated. He noticed peeling paint on one wall, outdated light fixtures. His business mind automatically assessed what renovations would cost. He sat down at a table near the window. Jennifer saw him but didn't come over immediately. She finished wiping another table, checked her phone, then slowly walked toward him. "Can I help you?" she asked, her voice flat and unfriendly. "Yes, I'd like to see a menu, please," Michael said politely. Jennifer looked him up and down. She saw the dusty work clothes, the worn boots, the simple appearance. Her expression turned cold. "Are you sure you're in the right place?" she asked. "This isn't a fast food restaurant. Our meals start at $15. Michael stayed calm. "I understand. I'd still like to see a menu." Jennifer rolled her eyes. She grabbed a menu from a nearby table and dropped it in front of him, without looking at him. "Water only, I assume?" "Actually, I'd like iced tea," Michael said. She walked away without responding. Michael opened the menu and started reading. A few minutes later, Jennifer returned with water, not iced tea. "You brought water. I asked for iced tea," Michael said gently. "Water's free iced tea costs $2.50, she replied sharply. "I figured you'd prefer free." An elderly couple at the next table heard the exchange. The woman whispered to her husband, That's so rude. Michael decided to order anyway. I'd like the grilled chicken sandwich and iced tea, please. Jennifer didn't write it down. That'll be $18.50 with tax. You have that much? The question hung in the air. Three other customers were now watching. Michael reached into his pocket and pulled out his wallet. He calmly opened it, showing several credit cards and cash. Yes, I have enough. Jennifer's face flushed with embarrassment, but instead of apologizing, she got defensive. Look, I'm just trying to save everyone time. We've had problems with people ordering and then not being able to pay. I'm not those people, Michael said quietly. I'm a paying customer who deserves the same respect as anyone else. Respect is earned, Jennifer snapped back, and people who look like they've been working in dirt all day usually don't eat in nice places like this. That comment crossed the line. The elderly woman from the next table stood up. Young lady, that's completely inappropriate. This man has been nothing but polite. Jennifer spun toward her. Ma'am, I'm handling this. Please stay out of it. The restaurant manager, Tom, heard the commotion and came out from the kitchen. Jennifer, is there a problem? No problem, Jennifer said quickly. Just taking this gentleman's order. But Michael stood up. Actually, there is a problem. I've been disrespected from the moment I walked in. I'd like to speak with the owner. Tom looked nervous. The owner isn't here right now. I'm the manager. I apologize if... You know what? Jennifer interrupted. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. And I'm refusing to serve him. There are plenty of other restaurants around here. The restaurant went completely silent. Even Tom looked shocked. Jennifer, you can't just... Yes, I can, she said, her voice rising. My uncle is best friends with Frank. I've been here 5 years. I know who our customers are. And he doesn't fit. She turned to Michael. Please leave. You're not welcome here. Michael looked at her for a long moment. His face showed disappointment, not anger. You have no idea who you're talking to, do you? I don't care who you are, Jennifer said. Construction worker, plumber, whatever. This is a respectable establishment. Michael reached into his wallet and pulled out a business card. He placed it on the table. My name is Michael Washington. I own Washington Construction Group, but you're right about one thing. I am a worker. I work hard for everything I have, and I would never treat another human being the way you just treated me. He looked at Tom. I'll be in touch with your owner. Good afternoon. As Michael walked out, Jennifer picked up the business card and laughed. Washington Construction Group probably printed those himself at home. But Tom grabbed the card from her hand. His face went pale. Jennifer, do you have any idea what you just did? Washington Construction Group is the biggest construction company in Atlanta. This man is worth millions. Jennifer's laugh died in her throat. 2 weeks later, Frank Rosewood called an emergency staff meeting. I have an announcement, he said. I've sold the restaurant. The new owner takes over today. He'll be here shortly to introduce himself. Jennifer felt confident. Her uncle had assured her that the new owner was keeping all existing staff. She wasn't worried. The door opened. Michael Washington walked in, wearing a business suit this time. He looked completely different. Professional, polished, successful. Jennifer's face turned white. Her hands started shaking. Good morning, everyone, Michael said. I'm Michael Washington, the new owner of Rosewood Diner. Some of you I haven't met yet, but one of you I've already had the pleasure of meeting. His eyes found Jennifer. She looked like she wanted to disappear. 2 weeks ago, I came here as a customer. I was wearing work clothes because I'd been at a construction site. I was treated with complete disrespect by one of your waitresses who refused to serve me and asked me to leave. Tom, standing next to Jennifer, stepped away from her. Other staff members were staring. I want to be clear, Michael continued. I didn't buy this restaurant for revenge. I bought it because it has potential. Good location, good bones, just needs better management and better service. But I cannot have employees who judge customers based on appearance. Michael walked closer to Jennifer. Do you remember what you said to me? You said respect is earned. You were right. But respect is also given. Every person who walks through that door deserves basic human dignity, regardless of how they look or what they wear. Jennifer's voice came out as a whisper. Mr. Washington, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. You didn't know I was wealthy, Michael interrupted. But that's exactly the problem. You treated me badly because you thought I was poor. You thought I was someone who didn't matter. That tells me everything about your character." He paused. "If you had treated me well, thinking I was just a regular working man, I would have been impressed. I would have made you head waitress. But you showed me that you only respect money and appearance, not people." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. "Please, I need this job. I have rent to pay, bills." "You should have thought about that before you refused to serve a customer because of how he looked," Michael said firmly. "Jennifer Mills, you're fired. Effective immediately. Collect your things and leave." Tom stepped forward. "Mr. Washington, I tried to stop her. I apologize for not doing more." "Tom, you're not responsible for her actions," Michael said. "In fact, I'm promoting you to general manager. You tried to de-escalate the situation. That shows leadership." As security escorted Jennifer out, she was crying. "This isn't fair. You can't do this." "Actually, I can," Michael said. "I own the restaurant, and I have the right to refuse service to employees who refuse service to customers based on prejudice." Michael's first week as owner brought major changes. He renovated the restaurant, updated the equipment, and implemented new training for all staff about treating every customer with respect. He created a new policy: judge people by their character, not their appearance. Every customer deserves excellent service. The elderly woman who had witnessed Jennifer's behavior came back. When she heard Michael now owned the place, she told everyone in her community. Word spread about the millionaire who was treated badly and then bought the restaurant. The story went viral on local news and social media. Business increased by 40% in the first month. People came specifically to meet Michael and to support a restaurant with values of respect and dignity. Jennifer tried to find work at other restaurants, but the story had spread. Everyone in the restaurant industry knew what she'd done. No one wanted to hire someone known for judging customers by appearance. She tried to apologize publicly on social media, but people saw it as damage control, not genuine remorse. She eventually had to move to another city to find work. Her uncle, who had protected her for years, told her, "I tried to warn you. You thought you were untouchable. Now you've learned that actions have consequences." 6 months later, Jennifer was working at a fast food restaurant, making minimum wage. Every day she remembered the millionaire she refused to serve. Michael didn't stop at just running the restaurant. He turned Rosewood Diner into a training ground for young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. He created a program that taught them restaurant skills, customer service, and business management. "I grew up poor," he told his staff. "People judged me by my clothes, my neighborhood, my skin color, but some people saw past that and gave me chances. Now I'm giving chances to others." He hired 5 teenagers from low-income families and trained them. 2 of them eventually went to college on scholarships he provided. One now runs another restaurant he opened. The elderly woman who stood up for him became a regular customer and friend. "You didn't let bitterness change you," she told him. "You used this experience to help others. That's real character." Michael gave an interview to a local newspaper 1 year after buying the restaurant. The reporter asked, "Do you regret how Jennifer treated you?" "I don't regret it," Michael said. "That experience reminded me why I started my business in the first place. To prove that where you come from doesn't determine where you're going. To show that character matters more than appearance." "What would you say to people who judge others by how they look?" Michael smiled. "I'd say you never know who you're talking to. That person in work clothes might be your future boss. That elderly person you ignore might be a millionaire. That teenager you dismiss might become a leader. But more importantly, everyone deserves respect simply because they're human, not because of what they might be able to do for you." He paused. "Jennifer taught me a valuable lesson too. She showed me that success means nothing if you use it to look down on others. Real success is using your position to lift people up, not push them down." Today, Rosewood Diner is one of the most successful restaurants in Atlanta. Above the entrance, Michael hung a sign. "Everyone is welcome here. Character, not appearance, defines us." If this story inspired you or taught you something valuable, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel right now. We share real stories about respect, justice, and karma. Drop a comment. Have you ever been judged by your appearance? How did you respond? Hit that notification bell so you never miss when someone learns that respect matters more than anything. Thanks for watching, and remember, never judge a book by its cover, because that book might just become your boss. See you in the next story.